It is important to note that the Bible does not specifically mention gods in the sense of deities that are worshipped or revered. However, there are a few passages in the Old Testament that might be interpreted as referring to ancient deities. For example, Deuteronomy 32:8-9 reads, "When the Most High gave the nations their inheritance, when he divided all mankind, he set up boundaries for the peoples according to the number of the sons of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob his allotted inheritance." This passage could be interpreted as referring to the Most High, a deity who is responsible for dividing the nations and setting up boundaries for the peoples. The term sons of Israel might also be interpreted as referring to the Israelite gods or deities. It is important to note, however, that the Bible does not provide much detail about these ancient deities or their role in the world. The Bible primarily focuses on the worship of a single God, and many biblical passages are critical of the worship of other gods or deities. Baal was a major Canaanite deity, worshipped as the god of fertility, agriculture, and war. He was often depicted as a bull or a man with the horns of a bull, and was associated with the color red. In some myths, Baal was the son of the creator god El and the warrior goddess Aneth. He was also associated with the storm, and was sometimes referred to as the rider of the clouds. Baal was worshipped throughout the ancient Near East, and his cult was especially popular in ancient Syria, Palestine, and Phoenicia. The worship of Baal was eventually suppressed by the Hebrews and other monotheistic cultures in the region. Bible verses about Baal, 1 Kings 18:19. "Now summon the people from all over Israel to meet me on Mount Carmel. And bring the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah, who eat at Jezebel's table." 1 Chronicles 4:33, "And all the villages around these towns as far as Baalath. These were their settlements. And they kept a genealogical record." 1 Kings 16:31-33. 31. He not only considered it trivial to commit the sins of Jeroboam son of Nebat, but he also married Jezebel daughter of Ethbaal king of the Sidonians, and began to serve Baal and worship him. 32. He set up an altar for Baal in the temple of Baal that he built in Samaria. 33. Ahab also made an Asherah pole and did more to arouse the anger of the Lord, the God of Israel, than did all the kings of Israel before him. 1 Chronicles 9:36, "And his firstborn son was Abdon, followed by Zur, Kish, Baal, Ner, Nadab." Numbers 25:3, "So Israel yoked themselves to the Baal of Peor. And the Lord's anger burned against them." Jeremiah 19:5, "They have built the high places of Baal to burn their children in the fire as offerings to Baal, something I did not command or mention, nor did it enter my mind." Deuteronomy 4:3, "You saw with your own eyes what the Lord did at Baal Peor. The Lord your God destroyed from among you everyone who followed the Baal of Peor." 1 Kings 18:22, "Then Elijah said to them, I am the only one of the Lord's prophets left, but Baal has 450 prophets." 2 Kings 1:16, "He told the king, This is what the Lord says, Is it because there is no God in Israel for you to consult that you have sent messengers to consult Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron? Because you have done this, you will never leave the bed you are lying on. You will certainly die." 1 Samuel 7:4, "So the Israelites put away their Baals and Ashtoreths, and served the Lord only." Judges 8:33, "No sooner had Gideon died than the Israelites again prostituted themselves to the Baals. They set up Baal-berith as their god." 1 Kings 18:18, "I have not made trouble for Israel," Elijah replied. "But you and your father's family have. You have abandoned the Lord's commands and have followed the Baals." Dagon was an ancient Near Eastern deity worshipped by the Philistines, a group of people who lived in the region that is now modern-day Israel. According to the Hebrew Bible, the Philistines brought an idol of Dagon with them when they captured the Ark of the Covenant from the Israelites. In the Bible, Dagon is described as a fish god, and his temple in the city of Ashdod was filled with images of fish and other sea creatures. Some scholars believe that Dagon was originally a fertility deity who was later associated with the sea and fishing, while others believe that he was a purely maritime deity. Bible verses about Dagon. Judges 16:23, "Now the lords of the Philistines assembled to offer a great sacrifice to Dagon their god, and to rejoice, for they said, Our God has given Samson our enemy into our hands." 1 Samuel 5:2-5, "Then the Philistines took the ark of God and brought it to the house of Dagon and set it by Dagon. When the Ashdodites arose early the next morning, behold, Dagon had fallen on his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. So they took Dagon and set him in his place again. But when they arose early the next morning, behold, Dagon had fallen on his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. And the head of Dagon and both the palms of his hands were cut off. On the threshold, only the trunk of Dagon was left to him." 1 Samuel 5:7, "When the men of Ashdod saw that it was so, they said, The ark of the God of Israel must not remain with us,
For his hand is severe on us and on Dagon our God.